Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Chris. I hope you're doing good. Today I decided to shoot this review of the Fuji X-S20, more like a vlog, so being really outdoor, testing it, and instead of reviewing how the vlogging quality or style is, I just decided to shoot everything using this camera. So it's going to be quite wide. As you can see, I am really close to my face right now. I mean, if I was to use it normally, I would be like this, but I'm going to be quite close like this, so we're really like talking to each other. And since it was released with an 8mm f3.5, that's the lens I'm going to be using. So I only had this camera for a few days, but what I can tell you right off the bat is that it's quite impressive, be it in terms of size, in terms of weight, in terms of what the image quality that comes out of this camera can be. It is quite impressive actually. Oh, I gotta say, this is pretty handy. You got the little tripod that has the recording modes and buttons that are connected via Bluetooth. This is very convenient actually. In terms of weight, it is pretty impressive with only 491 grams. That is really lightweight. It has a good grip, so you really can take it in your hands without a problem. It is at the same time very small, so if you have huge hands, I can imagine it's not the most comfortable. But for me, I prefer using this over, for example, an X-H2 or X-H2S, because it is more compact. And if I was to use this, for example, I don't know, to go in holidays, that would be the camera of choice. Talk about capacity and battery life, because they managed to squeeze double the amount. So we have the same batteries that we had on the GFX, X-T4, X-T5, and basically the newer Fuji cameras. So now they upgraded this battery everywhere, which was to be expected. And that allows us to, or at least Fuji claims, shoot up to 750 shots with one battery, compared to less than half on the X-S10. So they did improve it a lot, and that really gives you more flexibility using less batteries, less power consumption, and shooting way more. Videos that you see so far have been shot as is. I didn't shoot in log, so everything comes straight out of the camera. It's just to show you, if you were to just shoot normally without all the things that post-processing can give you, and I really want to show you what quality you can get straight out of the camera. You can track a lot of cool things, such as animals, birds, cars, motorcycles, bicycles, airplanes, trains, insects, and even drones. So you really have a wide gamut of things that you can track automatically. I think this is great when you're shooting video mainly. For photography, I personally don't really care about all those tracking features, but also, I mean, if you're someone that shoots things that go fast, a car that moves fast, and you want to make sure that you're able to track it, in that case, I think it's good to have those AF features. So this has 7 stops of IBIS on 5 different axes. So everything I've been shooting so far is handheld with the Fuji tripod, the new Fuji tripod, and if I was to run a bit, just to show you a little bit how it would look, this is all handheld. So I'm going to turn around so I can go all around while I'm walking, running, and so forth. So I'm really not taking any kind of care to make sure it stays stable or not. And you can see in terms of walking how much, wobbling. I think vlog mode is great. That's what I've been using so far. I think the ease of usage is the best so far that I've had with many cameras. When you just want to go out and vlog, and you still want to get a good quality and keep it simple, keep it easy, I think this combo with the tripod is just phenomenal, because you can just like sit down somewhere, put it on the tripod, or just stand up, and you don't have any worries in terms of stabilization, in terms of image quality, in terms of tracking. It's been tracking my eye. Now obviously I'm not on my computer, so I can't tell if it's going to be good or not, but it does look like it's doing a good job on the little LCD screen. So I think for vlogging, there's literally a vlogging mode on this camera. It's pretty cool. So I wanted to check the 23mm rather than the 8mm to see how it looks in terms of stabilization, IBIS, overall quality. So this is a 23 f2, so the smaller guy, and well, let's see how good it looks. And by the way, let's talk about the video recording capabilities of this camera. We're talking 6K, 422, 10-bit internally, up to 30p. That is quite impressive. You can really bump up the quality in log, and I mean, for such a small camera, it is actually very impressive. I did want to do a test shooting 4K, 10 bits, 422, 25 frames per second with a proper microphone, proper lighting around me, and see a little bit how it looks I mean, this is a very temporary setup that I have here in the studio, but at least you can see shot in flat profile, color graded, how it could look. RAW, Apple ProRes up to 6.2K, externally via HDMI, with, for example, an Atmos external monitor. But that is quite impressive and insane, the fact that you can pack so much in such a small body such as the X-S20. To me, it's a little bit funny and almost laughable, but that is actually a big improvement, is that finally we have the 3.5 jack included, be it one for audio and one for listening. I mean, mic and listening. So you can really finally use the full-on setup that you would use with any other camera without having to use dongles, adapters, and anything that would stop you from using your regular gear to record good quality videos. Now, the funny thing is, throughout this video, I've been talking mainly about video, which is not something I normally do with Fuji, and that tells you really how good and impressive this camera really is when you're shooting video. Obviously, this is still a camera to take photos, and this is what I would use a camera like this for, mainly. The photos are superb, like always. It's the latest and greatest in terms of sensor from Fuji. It is the same found on the X-H2S, so you're gonna get the same type of image quality. The shutter is great. It feels like you have a really good grip in your hand when you get this camera and you take photos. Now, I mainly shot photos with the 8mm and the 23. That's the lenses I had with me, but I'm sure it does a good job with pretty much anything. You have the feature that also photos that tracks people's faces, animals, cars, drones, and all that kind of stuff. So overall, really good. It gives you a little insight as to how you can use it in real life, how it would look. I think the main points to keep here is the tracking, really good tracking feature. The stabilization, the IBIS is impressive. And overall, the size, the image quality, and the tripod, and all the features for vlogging that they brought up, and for video, that makes it a great choice for beginners, but also for pros. Catch you in my next video. Take care. Cheers.